Boys and Girls Clubs is the best organization to impact all youth, regardless of their age, where they're coming from, what they look like, what situations they've been dealt. Boys and Girls Clubs is there. Advocacy Day gives us an opportunity to come to Tallahassee, speak to people who are in the position to make changes, all those positive things that we see happening to our kids and teens in our county. A lot of times senators and representatives don't get to see that stuff, and so we get to be their voice.
It really helps us provide some of the programs through DOE and DJJ and some of the opioid crisis situations that we're dealing with now with kids. Thank you to so many of our legislators and representatives that allow us to have pass-through funding that allows us to provide these programs for young people.
Between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m. every day, there are kids who come home and their parents are at work. They're left to fend for themselves. We offer everything from academic enrichment, homework help, sports and recreation, career development. We are probably one of the most dynamic organizations when it comes to meeting the needs of our state.
We save lives, and honestly, I can share stats, I can share mission moments, I can share whatever, but at the end of the day, it's the informal mentorship that we have with young people. It makes them feel loved outside of their home, outside of school, outside of their neighborhood, and it really gives them that confidence to know that they have positive role models in their lives.
Yeah, they go to school, but some of the kids don't have a lot of friends, or they just don't seem to connect. But when they come to the Boys and Girls Club, just to see the smiles on their faces and what we bring to those children, it brings me a great sense of pride.
You do different type of activities, sports, music, art. There's nothing to be afraid of. You know, it's a good thing to do. You get out there, have hope, have trust, and be brave.
Being from a small town, we don't really have a lot of stuff going for us. So it's nice to be able to get our voice out there. We don't really get to say much because we don't have a lot of people behind us. A lot of the kids that are at our Boys and Girls Club, they struggle a lot, and being at the club just seems to make them feel safer and happier. So I just think it would be good for them.
You know, some of y'all might remember Olympic swimmer Summer Sanders. It was the 90s, it was a good time. All right, she said, a champion has to have the vision of what's laid out before them. It's not just about the wins and losses. It's about knowing about the challenges, knowing about the practices, knowing about the opponents in front of you, and still not being afraid and being able to move forward. And when I think about that, I think about the Florida Alliance and the challenges that we face and the clear path that Joe and our leadership have set before us. Every child needs a champion, an adult who sees their potential, who sees a vision for their future and advocates for them every turn to reach their full potential.